Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's Wallsend history story. This week, again, it's not really a history story. It's a little wander around in the local area, and I'm going through the Burn today. And I'm hoping there's not going to be too many people around because I don't really want to film anybody if at all possible. So I'm going to have a little wander through the Burn, and I hope you'll enjoy it. If you don't live here anymore, or even if you just want to have a little wander around, I hope you'll enjoy it. So just over there is where they used to have the fair down the Burn. I'm sure loads of people will remember that, and I'm sure that it'll bring back lots of memories from many people coming down here to the shows down the Burn at Easter time and things like that. But of course they don't do that anymore, haven't done it for years. So we're going to walk right through to the other end. Um, there isn't a lot to really say because obviously the Burn, there's not a lot of history to it, but it is a really nice place. It's nice and peaceful, and a lot of people do walk down here because it's a very popular dog walking area, etc. Now, the Burn once belonged to Sir G.B. Hunter, and I know that I have covered this in another video before, but he did give the land to Wallsend Council many years ago for the use of the people of Wallsend, and it's still used by the people of Wallsend. Like I say, it's a very popular dog walking place. Now over here is all trees now, and I mean, I've just kind of just filmed a load of trees there, but that never used to be like that. It all used to be open because that's where all the fairground rides used to be. Now you can see the Burn stream. Um, at the moment, I think the tide, because it is a bit tidal, the tide is, what is it doing? Hard to tell. Can't tell whether it's going in or out, but I'm just getting a little bit closer to it. We're going to watch where I'm walking. And obviously you can see back that way, that goes under the bottom of the bank and it comes out at Willington Gut. As you can see, it's quite deep at the moment, and it also does not smell very nice. So I'm going to walk away from it because it's a bit pongy. So like I say, there's not a lot of history around here. So it really is just a little bit of a walk, and it's in front of you. You can see the Burn Bridge. Of course, that's the new Burn Bridge. It's not the old one. That one is very straight. The old one wasn't. It was never straight when it was first built. It had a little bit of a bend in it, but it did get worse over the years. So at the moment, the grass is all quite level. It's all quite of a similar height. During the summer months, a lot of it's left for the biodiversity and it doesn't get cut until the end of the year. But at the moment, it's all quite level. You might remember I used to come down here all the time when I was a kid, and I have seen a photo, and I don't know what year it was, but I have seen a photo where all along here on that side of the road, well, it is a kind of road, on that side, there were all trees that had been planted, and obviously those trees never grew because there's absolutely nothing there now. There's just grass, so the trees obviously never grew. So we're gonna pick up speed a little bit because otherwise it's just going to be me talking nonsense walking towards a bridge. A pigeon just flown away, so that bridge is still there. I don't know whether that's the original. I very much doubt it. Hello, it's pretty old. I still don't think it's the original bridge. So I don't know whether you can hear all the birds tweeting because obviously I am using the microphone, and it's pretty good microphone. It normally doesn't pick up any of the outside sounds, but sometimes it does, and I don't know whether you can hear the birds tweeting. It's a shame because they do sound great. You can see some magpies over there. Well, you might not be able to see them on the camera. I can. So it's a lovely day today. It's in the middle of the so-called heat wave, and I don't actually know what the temperature is, but it is quite warm because I am basically just walking along in my shirt today. I don't even have a coat on. The last time I did a little bit of filming outside, and it was early April, and I had my big coat on because I thought it was going to be cold and it was boiling. Today I don't have my big coat on, so there's a little bit more of the stream, the Burn stream. Yeah, it's just full of bricks and things like that. I'm not sure how interesting this video will be. I mean, when you're just walking through somewhere like this, it's a bit similar to when I walked through the park and when I walked through the whole grounds. I mean, again, it's the same thing. There's not a lot of history there, so it is just a bit of a walk through the area. We're just kind of getting quite close to the new Burn Bridge. It looks very, very different. It certainly wasn't made to look anything like the old Burn Bridge. So as you can see, nothing like the old Burn Bridge. If you remember, the old Burn Bridge was very intricate designs, and this is just pretty plain, simple and basic. I'm going to get back onto the path part. I'm walking on the grass at the moment, and it's been quite dry recently. We haven't had a lot of rain, so the grass is quite dry, but that means it's quite bumpy and hard to walk on. There's a bit of graffiti under the bridge, but it's actually not too bad. I've seen worse. I'm under the bridge now, so I'll be coming out the other side in a minute. Not quite the same as a tunnel. And you go under the tunnel and come out the other side. Yeah, not quite the same. Like I say, it's a lovely place. It's very peaceful. It's very busy in the summer months. There's always people down here. Always, you know, people walking through here. Kids come down and play here. It really is a nice little area. And it is hard sometimes when you're walking through here. It's hard to believe that it's in the middle of a very built-up area, because Wallsend is very much a built-up area. So this is another one of the old bridges. Now this does look like it's getting quite bad condition. I don't fancy standing on that at all. And I mean, I've walked over that many times, but as you get a bit closer, you can see that it's quite worn away in places. But I've been over that loads of times, but it really doesn't look very very safe at the moment. It looks quite dodgy. I wouldn't fancy going over that at all. But there is a path that goes up there, which will take you to the field where the Burnside School is. But like I say, that bridge has really seen better days. Even the side parts have fallen off, so I don't fancy walking across that. So as I say, I'm gonna pick up speed a little bit, because I have actually been on quite a while, and I didn't think that it would be like a massively long video, because obviously it's just a walk through the burn. But I've actually already been on for 7 minutes. And I didn't think, is it 7? No, actually I think it's 9. And I wanted to kind of get to the other end without boring people to death, so that you get to see the bits at the other end. But it's actually a lot longer than I thought, so I might actually get to the end and stop it and make another one round the other part, so that you're not seeing too much of just this, just all the grass and things like that. So we'll come along towards the end here. So like I say, it is a popular dog walking place, so I'm actually gonna point the camera down a little bit because, as I said before, try not to film people if I can help it.
Right.
So we're now coming towards the end where, if in the past, without all the trees in front of you, because obviously the trees over the years have grown, they were nowhere near as high when I was a kid. So obviously all the old postcards and things that people may have seen of the burn from around about here, you would have just about been able to have seen the old Killenworth waggonway going across the burn at the bottom of Crow Bank. But these days, of course, you can't really see anything because of the trees. So as we come towards the end of here, what I'm going to do is I am going to sort of sign off, and I'll do another little video and take you round where the old waggonway used to be, and also round where the Wallsend pump is, and a few other little bits and pieces while I'm there. But rather than make this a very long video of just me walking through the burn, like I say, I will do a second one. So for the moment, I'm going to say thank you all for watching, and hopefully you will tune in next week to see part 2 coming round by the village pump and everything. And I hope you've enjoyed this one, and thank you very much for watching, and hopefully, like I say, we'll see you again next week. Just adding this onto the end of my video because before I talked about this being tidal, and the tide has come in, and you can now see how much deeper the stream is from where I recorded it earlier on. So I'm actually going to kind of tag this on to the end of the video, so it might sound a little bit strange because I had said I was going and then I kind of come back, but that's why, just to show you how much this comes in and how much deeper it gets. And if you look along there, you can see it's actually up almost to the bottom of the bridge that crosses the stream. But I just thought you'd just like to see that, and I'm just laughing because there's a dog down there trying to chase 2 magpies that were gone long before it got there. Anyway, bless it. So like I say, you can see how much the tide comes in. So I am going this time, so thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all again next week.